We basically have within gaming two different content strategies that I've seen. We have like Jelly, Lanky Box, like on this side that are like posting 3 to 4 videos a day. And they're probably posting 90 to 100 videos a month. And then we have like over on this side, we have like Dream, George Not Found, and like these guys that are posting 1 video a month, and they're actually pulling the exact same amount of monthly views. They're all in like the 2 to 300 million per monthly views. Mm-hmm. So as you look at like content strategy, that's like one thing that you need to look at is like, do I want to post consistently, or do I want to just post really high quality videos that are going to have high watch time that I know YouTube's going to suggest? So have you guys talked about that internally when you guys talk about different creators and content strategy and like the differences between the two?
We do a little bit. I would say the one thing, like we try to be mindful of, like, you want to give people the materials to educate themselves. You don't want to like spoon feed specific strategies, whatever it is. Like I don't even want to spoon feed people that are gaming creators live streaming, right? Like it might not be for you. It might not be something you want to add to your channel, and that's okay, right? So I try, like, we look at these things, from a data and analytical standpoint, but I would say there's no real point for us turning these things into actual like programming strategies, because people need to, there's again so much nuance there. People need to make these decisions for themselves. And what you just laid out very clearly shows there's no right way to the endpoint, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you have a flow chart to I'm a big YouTube gaming creator, there is so many different paths to take that being the person that like puts it all in one basket for one video per month can be scary as much as it is to upload 90 videos in a month. Like that output is insane, right? So I think more than anything, it's trying to show that there is a variety of ways to get to where you're going, and just make that information scalable. A lot of the top creators, and the ones that you're working with, they like you said, been around for a decade. Like they kind of are the ones that are writing the blueprints of success. And so what we're trying to do is take those materials and make them broadly available in every possible language. So the next Mr. Beast that's out there right now that just bought a webcam for the first time for Christmas is like, all right, where do I start? That's where I want. And I just like, if they want to go down that road of being a live streamer, or they want to go down the road of uploading short clips, or they want to do this like incredible Minecraft video that they spend a whole month on, we just want to make sure they can deploy that video strategy with like the best information behind them. But it's really hard to say there's like any one way to do it.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting because, I mean, if you talk with like Mr. Beast or these guys, they all talk about how they studied, YouTube themselves, and they all are like users themselves and watch a ton of these videos. And I think what you just mentioned is exactly right. Like maybe you watch Lanky Box for these people and you're like, now I need to create 90 videos, and or maybe you're watching Dream and you're like, wow, I can make one video. And I think so much of it is trial and error, but there is a lot like if you are an aspiring creator, I think so much of it is viewing it from like a teacher or a student perspective, where you're like, what are they actually doing? I think if you like watch Mr. Beast's video as like from a content creator perspective, you're like, wow, that makes a ton of sense why this video is doing incredibly well. And I think just understanding those nuances is just really important, and probably another sign that you'll succeed, because I think there's no one that really understands the platform as well as like Jimmy or Mr. Beast right now. Like he clearly understands everything that's happening.
Yeah, it's some of them. It's to your point. It's such a great point about studying, and honestly, I need to add that to like my vocabulary when talking about how to find success on YouTube, because I value my team so much as partner managers, but at the end of the day, these creators that have been on the platform for a decade, that have learned the hard way on how to get where they are today, there is such a wealth of information and knowledge about the platform that even I will never be able to fully understand, because they are in it day in, day out. They're putting it all on the line for it, right? And so understanding everything in YTA, watching other creators, like watching missteps, watching where people find success. I mean, this is also why I love kind of signing the live streamers as well, because I mean, I think I know a lot about this space, but there's no doubt when you sit and talk to a creator that's doing it day in and day out, you learn so much more, and it's the ins and outs of everything. And I think paying attention to what people are doing is an important best practice.
Yeah. And I don't want to gas Jimmy up too much here, but I'll say the one thing he's done really well is if you go in like 2016, 17 and look at his videos compared to today, he's made a lot of progress on multiple things, whether it's like better editing, better thumbnails, better ideas, better content. Like he continues to think about, after he uploads a video, like how could I made that video better? And I think once people upload videos on YouTube, at least the majority of creators, they're just like, all right, I uploaded, thank goodness, now on to the next. they don't think about like, how do I continue evolving my content?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where someone like Preston Plays and TG specifically within live streaming, that's why they've had so much success over long periods of time, because they continue to get better.
Yep. There's a level of obsession in the details as well. And like I said earlier, this industry is dynamic. So you need to be changing with it. This is part of like when I look at it from a strategy perspective, what might have worked a year ago might not work a year from now as well. So like your content creation plan needs to be very fluid. Like if my strategy at YouTube gaming is very fluid, then like everybody's strategy on content creation should be. There's so many, this is growing so fast, and the dynamic of this industry is changing so quickly that like you got to be on top of it and moving with it. You will get left behind if you don't.